So just focus on step 1. Don't think about step 10. You haven't got the tools to think about step 10 yet. Once you hit around step 5, maybe you might be able to really fathom step 10, but you're going to psych yourself out thinking about step 10 and you were at 0. What's up, guys? Welcome to the channel. Sheba Israel here. If you're new to the channel, hello and welcome. And if you're an OG subscriber, what's good? Welcome back. I know it's been a minute and I say that every time, but like, y'all, I don't know what it is, but I am just burnt out of editing. I never had time to do it, and then here we are. But I'm back. I'm not gonna promise consistency, but I am back. Also, I got a mic, and tell me why I done lost the little thing to plug in. So hopefully this will be our last video mic-less. I'm trying to upgrade just a touch. But anyways, today, this video, I really want to talk to you guys about decision fatigue and how that's probably affecting your glow up in this internet era. I know it was affecting mine. And if you're unsure what decision fatigue is, basically it's when you get burnt out of making decisions. We are in an era now where our options, thanks to the internet, are limitless. You can pretty much do or be whatever you want. Whatever you need to know, you can find out thanks to good old Google and ChatGPT. And that is so great that our options are so limitless like that. But with great power comes a great responsibility. And that means you got to start limiting yourself. Like, you have to very much govern yourself more in this era. I'm starting to find out and did a little bit of research on to see that that's really a thing. You got to have your own self-discipline. It's got to be on lock if you want to thrive in this limitless era. Back in the day, 20, 30 years ago and beyond, life just had limitations on you. You couldn't just do or be whatever you want. You didn't have limitless options in dating. It was just way less to think about in your day-to-day life. But now, oh my God, you got to think about every single little thing. It's so easy to get distracted because there's just so many options of things for you to do in your day. And don't let you have ADHD on top of that, like myself. For me at least, I'll speak for myself. The way that affects me is I think about every single detail of the decisions I make throughout the day. And it's stuff that on a micro scale, you don't need to think about the details every time. But for me, y'all, I be thinking about every single step and micro step between the step, and it's exhausting. So if you're a person that feels like you deal with a lot of decision fatigue, this video is for you. Let's talk about it. In decision fatigue, the results can look like procrastination. It can look like just avoiding doing something at all. It can look like so many different factors of basically you didn't get something done. I know I do it all the time. Me and my friends talk. They'll do it casually too, where it's like there's so many options of things I could do right now. I don't even know where to start. Not only does that even affect us in our everyday lives, it affects us in our dating lives as well. It's all well-rounded. I think that decision fatigue is affecting our generation and generations going forward. The devices we have and how quickly we get information, and even with the rise of short-form content, it is breaking down our natural way of having a longer attention span. And so for me, I have been actively finding ways and working on controlling my focus a whole lot better. It's always been a thing that you have to pay attention to what you're paying attention to, but the level of priority that has in this day and age is so much higher. That's like base level importance now. Where is your focus going, and is it beneficial for you? Intent very much matters. So for me, that looked like paying attention to how much I am scrolling on my phone just for social media. I learned that when you try to multitask with looking at social media, doing your work, doing something else, like you are breaking down your natural attention span and how long you can focus. So one of the things that I have been doing for me in order to help my intent and focus to reach my goals and my glow up is being intentional about doing one task at a time for the most part. Like if I'm working on something, I am not going to take a break and scroll on it. Unless I give myself, like, let's say I'm gonna work on this for 30 minutes and then I'll take a break. And in that break, I might scroll, or I might take an hour break or whatever. However you need to do it for you. During that break, that's when you can scroll. While you're working, don't just mindlessly be doing stuff. I'm good for that, especially working from home and on my laptop. Next thing I know, it's taking me 2 hours to complete something that might have took me 30 minutes. I tested that today. I did not get on my phone the whole time I was completing a task, and I got it done so much quicker. One of the things I heard former President Barack Obama used to do was just Give me a blue or a tan suit. And that's it. Decision fatigue out. I already got a million decisions I need to make throughout the day. I'm not about to make clothing one of them. And that's actually a huge thing, but a small thing we can do for ourselves is focus on micro ways we can take away decision making within our everyday life. Because like I said, our lives are full of decision making constantly, all day, every day. So if you can take some of those away for yourself, you then free up energy and space in your mind to focus on the overall, big purpose at hand for you. So that might look like really getting into systems, laying your clothes out at night, making your schedule the day before, or making Sunday your day to decide how the week is gonna go. Getting up early enough to set your intentions for the day before jumping on your phone. Putting those break reminders on your phone. I do that for all of my social medias if the option is there to remind me to get off of here. As I think it's every 10 minutes or so. Yeah, break my concentration on that. Get me off this app. As humans, we were meant to create, not over-consume. We are meant to consume a little bit, but not in the astronomical ways we be doing it. I also think when it comes to social media, very much getting intentional with who you follow and why. Your Explorer page will tell you where your focus is. Is that good for you in the long run? Does that serve you in hitting your goals and following your purpose and getting things done? Or is it just keeping you stagnant? Also, limiting your priorities within your day. I know a lot of people have a top 3. These are the priorities that have to get done today. As long as those get done, cool. Also, being intentional with your commitments. If it ain't gonna get done today, don't tell nobody it's gonna get done today. You'd rather overgive the time and then deliver quicker than be like, oh, I'm gonna get it done in 5 minutes and then it take you to the next day to get it done. Because now you're causing yourself anxiety and panic, and that is depleting your energy. You want to conserve your energy towards the things that matter. I know a lot of people do a brain dump even at the beginning of the week just to get all the thoughts out of their head and then filter from there what actually needs to get done and what just needs to wait for later. Getting it out of your head and onto paper or onto something digital, just out of your head and somewhere you can look back at it, is also very important when it comes to decision fatigue. I'm one of those people. I used to try to keep everything in my head, and I used to wake up with anxiety at 3 and 4 a.m. all the time. It was something I had to work through with my therapist because I would just pop up like, did I pay that bill? Did this get done? Did that get done? And now, I sleep all through the night, no worries or concerns until I get up the next morning, no anxiety popping me up at 2 a.m., 3 a.m., 4 a.m., 5 a.m. And it's because I write things down now. Whether it's digital or put it down, it's somewhere I'm remembering. Also, automation. Automate the things. Don't try to remember every little thing. Automate the stuff that is automatable. It's automatable in Word. It is now if it isn't. Turn on that bill pay. Turn it on. You got to pay it anyway. One of the things I really have to depend on is bill pay. Turn on the bill pay. I don't want to have to think about all these certain dates all the time. Just take it out automatic. Also, mindfulness. Are you meditating? Are you getting your mind right so that you can be the observer of your mind instead of your mind being the one in control? Because your mind or your ego, whichever you like to call it, is trying to keep you safe. That's its job. Its job is to keep you safe. It's not really its job to really practice mindfulness, because your mind's job is to keep you safe. However it knows how, even if it's toxic ways of doing that maybe you learned, it's just meant to keep you safe. So when you tap in, turn that observer on so it can be the driver of your mind and where your focus goes. Starting your day like that is so important. Grounding really helps. If you can ground in your backyard, your front yard, wherever, that is helpful to get you centered to start your day. If you're spiritual, reading scriptures can help as well. You want to do things that are going to help you stay present. And I know we talk about that a lot in these videos, but I'm today talking about the importance of that on a base level for the era we are in, where if you're not paying attention, you're really not paying attention. You're not present. When you're scrolling, it's easy to get lost in the content and you're no longer present in the moment anymore. And you take that with you even when you're offline. Attention spans are shorter. People are thinking too far ahead into the future, or they're too focused on the past. Very rarely are we just in the moment anymore. Life doesn't really call for that. Those happen more in sprinkles than it just happens. Even social stuff is a whole lot more option fatigue in that. It used to be people just know where the hangout spot is and that's just where we finna go. Now it's like, we're gonna go to this event, that event, here, or here. Like, the options are everywhere. If you think of yourself as like, we say social battery, but if you just think about your self battery of energy, you are saving power when you take away any micro decisions that can just be automated for you. And then you don't even get lost as easily in your thoughts when you practice mindfulness. However you want to practice mindfulness, it keeps you as the driver of your mind. So your focus ain't going all over the place. Your focus is staying where you want to hone it. In this day and age, structure really matters. And I think even to the point of taking it to, okay, this is my time to check emails. This is my time to do this. This is my time to do that. That is going to help you so much. One of my biggest things is meal prep. It takes too long. I get discouraged and fatigued thinking about it. So I go for efficiency when I grocery shop. One of my things is I get like a lot of I won't say pre-made, but like pre-prepped things. So it's just ready to go for me. It's worth it to pay more. I'll pay the ADHD tax to not have to do some of that prep work. It takes a whole lot of decision fatigue and just energy fatigue in general off of me when I buy things that are at least semi-prepped. And also back to intention. Now more than ever, as soon as possible, you need to start thinking about what's the goal here? What are you trying to achieve in life? And then plan things out from there. Because again, the options in this world for us are limitless at this time. You can literally do whatever you want for the most part. So really sitting down with yourself and getting clear on what are my intentions? What am I trying to do? And what do I need to be doing in order to support those intentions getting fulfilled? Now more than ever, it's important to be very conscious of your life and very present and understanding what's going on. You still don't want to lose foresight. Don't get me wrong. Balance. I'm not saying go extreme. But now more than ever, it's important to hone in on presence. Because when you're tapped in as the observer of your mind, instead of your mind just kind of doing whatever the dopamine leads it to, then it's quicker to maneuver the way you need to maneuver. You might have been scrolling too long. It happens. We're human. You're going to tap in quicker and be like, oh, I'm doing it. Let me get off of here and go back to work. You can even go as far as to set more designated times for your schedule. Like meetings are only on Mondays and Wednesdays or Tuesdays and Thursdays and stuff like that. However you want to automate your schedule or say these days are for this. Making decisions ahead of time for structure for yourself is going to help you as all of these options in life flow in. This also applies to, I think, the way that we date in this society now as well. You got to be intentional. Gone are the days you can kind of just figure it out. I mean, you can do whatever you want to do. But I'm finding, and I've been doing a little more research because I love a good sociology, psychology moment. It's important to, number one, everybody is scrolling more and using dating apps. You don't want to get to the point where you're starting to gamify it. And these are no longer real people to you, just options. It takes away a lot of the soul of human interaction. And I don't think it's a bad thing. It's actually a lot more efficient, especially in this day and age where everybody works from home a whole lot more. People don't be out as much as they used to. I don't think it's a bad tool at all, but I do think it's important to be very mindful in how you're using it. And that goes into regular dating too, being mindful and intentional. What do you want? I understand if you're in your 20s and you're still figuring that out, that's a different ball game. But 30 plus, yeah, at this point, you should have at least a good idea on what do you want? What are you looking for? And make decisions based on, are they fitting that criteria? Now, you want to do that from a self-aware place. I'm not going to tell you what to put on your list. That's your business. But yeah, take away some of that option fatigue of just dating anyone and date people within who fit what you're looking for intentionally. Don't be so caught up in just wanting a person that you're not vetting the person. And I don't mean you got to go as hard again as to dehumanize a person. You still want to experience the experience, but be present enough to take in the data of what your body is trying to tell you about the experience. So much in this generation, we try to run away from emotions and not feel. And that's real. Especially if you feel hard, it's a very uncomfortable position to be in. I was not a dismissive avoidant. I was a fearful avoidant. And part of that came from when I feel deep, it hurts. But when I stopped trying to run from feeling all the time and I learned to feel and process my emotions and process why am I feeling the way I'm feeling instead of just, I don't want to feel like this. It helped me to be more present and intentional in making decisions. And that includes regular life and dating, to be honest. Explore your emotions. Study the data. Your body is basically a computer. Study the data it's trying to tell you. And that's a lot easier to do when you are setting a criteria of what you are looking for. Another good thing to do, and I've always functioned this way, but I'm finding out this is actually a good way to function in this day and age, is start making smaller decisions instead of big life decisions. Like, instead of asking yourself, what's your 5-year plan? Let's just say, what's the 1-year plan? And again, these are my opinions. Do whatever you want to do. This is not an anti 5-year plan. If you want to do a 5-year plan, please, by all means. But when we talk about decision fatigue, 5 years is short as you get older, but it's still a long time for planning out decisions. I don't think you can't just be like, okay, I'd like to have this by 5 years from now. But if you're a person that's thinking about all of the infinite options around you, that can be a little paralyzing. I know it is for me. I can't think about 5 years from now. I got to think about 6 months from now. That's my long term. I got to think about 3 months from now, next week, end of the month, next year even. But I keep it short like that. I focus on many goals, and then I make new goals as I go, because it's a whole lot easier for me to focus on the task at hand when I'm only focused on the task at hand. And then I'll move to the next step after I complete the step I'm in. It's I talk to people all the time. People love telling me about their business goals and stuff, because that's just my lane. But we talk all the time, and it's like, I learned this for myself, and then I shared it with others, but it's just like, it's easy to think too far ahead. And because you have not developed into the person who can fathom 5 years from now, it's hard to resonate with you 5 years from now. But where it's not hard to resonate is you after step 1. So just focus on step 1. Don't think about step 10. You haven't got the tools to think about step 10 yet. Once you hit around step 5, maybe you might be able to really fathom step 10, but you're going to psych yourself out thinking about step 10 and you were at 0. Stuff like that used to give me fatigue all the time, especially in the college era, when people be like, what are you doing? Where are you going? And all this stuff. Like, it was too much for me to think about, let alone repeat and try to give you a good answer. But what wasn't hard was, if you asked me about what's my goals for this month, I can absolutely tell you what I'm trying to achieve this month or this year. And I can definitely say my long-term goals automatically just get achieved without me even thinking about it. And that is because I just take it step by step that I'm able to handle. I don't try to bite off more than I can chew. We think we can willpower away fatigue, but you can't. You need a lot of structure in that. You need systems, and systems that work for you specifically in order to, I think, thrive in the world that we live in now. I was talking to my dad, and we were talking about the differences in the world today versus the 90s where he grew up. It was like, the focus part was just automatic. Like, that's not necessarily what he was saying, but the gist I was hearing from it, and I followed up with him too on that. It was like, when you were talking to me, what I heard from that was like, we got a lot of decision fatigue in our generation, just from our environment versus what y'all had before. Like, the way he was saying, it was simple for him or his friends and stuff to just, we did this, we got our jobs, we do that, we focus. Like, that's the world they live in. So it's not a judgment for me, but I'm listening to it in comparison to the world I live in coming into adulthood. And I'm like, that's not even that simple for us. We don't even have an economy where it's actually that simple for us. You almost have to be extraordinary just to get a normal life. Whereas 20, 30 years ago, you didn't really have to do that. You could be average. You could just go get a 9 to 5 and sustain a regular life. You can't do that no more. You kind of actually need 2 or 3 jobs if you really want to sustain your life. Ain't nothing cheap around here. It's limitless now. We are in a limitless society of knowledge. And so it's now up to us more than ever to make sure that we are putting those limitations and boundaries and intent on ourselves. Self-limitation is literally the new survival skill. Now more than ever, it's important to protect your energy, because where your energy goes is where your focus goes. and that's where you gonna go. And if you're not paying attention, you're gonna end up somewhere you was not trying to go. I think good practices are literally like when you are gonna make a decision, ask yourself, does this align with my values and who I say I am and what I'm trying to achieve? Does my choice align with who I am or who I'm trying to be? And that's really like, if you take nothing else from this video, do that. Before you make a decision, ask yourself, does it align with the person you are or who you're trying to be? And that's just really a great compass to keep you on track. Does this decision help me win? If you got something out of this video, please drop a comment down below. Or if you'd like to share your thoughts on the topic, also please drop your comments down below. Thank you guys so much for watching as always, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.
If you don't